In the Week in Review from the Ingraham angle segment tonight, let's bring in Ms. Laura, who is in Washington this evening. So, what grade would you give President Obama's speech last night?
Bill, I love you. I really do. But I think grading the president's speech when we have 6 people dead, a little girl, a federal judge, and this woman still fighting for her life, I think that's exactly kind of what the White House wants us to do, because as I'm reading all these blogs, it says why the president's Tucson speech was his greatest. News story, ABC or Reuters, Tucson speech offers fresh start for Obama, new momentum for the president after his speech. I'm really uncomfortable with that. And on a piece of paper, if you read the speech, I guess I'd be forced to answer. I guess it's kind of a B. What I think is the most relevant thing is what's happening to our country. And as you pointed out, and I think very well, for the past several days, we have had an attempt by many who are friends and boosters of the president's to vilify, demean, and denigrate patriotic Americans, good people, and connect them to the acts of a deranged man and circumscribe their political speech as a result. I found that appalling and outrageous, and I believe the president could have done a lot more from the very beginning to push back against those people. I don't think he did it.
All the polls agree with you, and they agree with me. All right, all of them. All right, most Americans see this for what it is, which is why the president had to actually put it into a speech that was primarily memorializing the dead people.
He had some great moments in the speech. I would agree. I think he had a couple of the lines were very moving.
What would you have liked to have heard from the president that could have made the speech an A from a B?
Well, again, I think the solemnity of the moment for the loss of any life, I mean, is required, right? I know you're on a college campus. I know you can't control everything. But the White House can control a lot when they come into a venue. And when you have T-shirts printed up and dropped on seats, when you have the president of the university introducing him like it's the kickoff of the 2012 campaign in Iowa, I think
everybody pointed that out, that the kids were inappropriate and the college didn't quite understand what the event was.
You know what he could have done, Bill? You want no spin? You know what the president could have done? And a caller into my radio show said this today. A very great point he made. A guy from Atlanta, I think. He said, Laura, one word from the president would have helped. When the audience started whooping and hollering and going, "Go, Obama," that he could have said, "Please," and just said, "Please." That one gesture would have set the tone, right? And people would have stopped.
No,
right there.
Listen,
they would have stopped.
Okay.
I found it very. I found it
disconcerting. It was disconcerting.
It was a campaign rally. Nobody on Fox will say that, but I'll say it. It was a campaign event. Even if the speech itself, parts of it, I agree.
But I don't think Obama.
And very good.
I don't think Obama and his folks had anything to do with that.
Then why is he? But Bill, if not, why on earth is he using the deaths of 6 Americans to call for more civility in politics when he himself said there wasn't a single act of incivility that could be traced to the event? What does it have to do with the national discourse?
Well, wait. If I'm the president of the United States and I see what's unfolded this week, the horror of not only the assassinations and the congresswoman, fighting for her life, I see the American media on the left, almost 100%.
You think he was talking to the left, really,
I do.
Bill?
I think he
really.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. I think he was talking to the left, but I can't read his mind. Bill, how could he not
Bill,
talk to the left?
It's a little convenient after the last 2 years where we've had his supporters and people in his shop clearly give the green light to the vilification of the Tea Party movement. They're brown shirts, they're astroturfers, they're vitriolic, all the comments they've made over the last 2 years about talk radio. They've let it fly on this stuff, and now when they're back on their heels...
Maybe they have seen the light here. Look,
Bill, they're back on their heels, and we're ready to start the 2012 campaign.
I know you're a little cynical.
I know you're about to interview him, but I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
My interview with President Obama has nothing to do with my commentary. Zero. So get off that.
Well, I know. I said I know you're about to interview him, and I would like him to address all of the vitriol on the left that you've documented on this show for 2 years.
We will basically have an interview that's just like the last one, no spin. But let me tell you this. This week, I know liberals this week who said, I finally get it. I finally see it. You presented your case beyond a reasonable doubt. You presented the clips. You presented what they said. Yeah. There is no two sides to the story. Some people
were trashing Boehner last night.
Some people
Bill, they were trashing John Boehner last night, implying that, frankly, he's a heartless you-know-what. People on an opposing cable network.
Oh, okay. But that's hopeless. Then you're into an area then when there's no hope.
The campaign has begun. The campaign has begun, and it's convenient for him now, after all these months of the vilification of the people.
I want to be very clear about this. Are you saying that Barack Obama went in there, gave this speech, and was insincere?
I think he knew that there was a political element to this speech. I think he truly, as all of us do, feel terrible and awful about what happens. I would never question that. But when you walk into a place like that, the White House understood that there were going to be lines that were going to be interpreted as applause lines. We have a dead girl on our hands.
I agree with you that he should have put up his hand and said, no more of that.
Enough.
Just let me talk about what I need to talk about. I agree he should have done that.
I think the country's in trouble. It's not the rhetoric that's the problem. It's the policies that are the problem. That's what I think we need to address.
Provocative.